Hey, check out my t-shirt, guys. Don't you just like it? But I tell you what, they made a bit of a boo-boo here, because if I swing around in my super chair, look at that. That's what they should have stuck with. I do like the back graphic print more than what they did on the front, but hey ho, I'm not a t-shirt designer, but I know a thing or two about t-shirts. And when it comes to video games, one of my absolute favorite franchises is the Need for Speed series. Hot Pursuit is my favorite in the entire series of games, but I will be talking about that later on. But here we are. I'm going to be giving you a reaction, a fragmented reaction to the brand new entry called Need for Speed Unbound. A better title for it would have been Need for Speed Winston Duke. I could not agree with you more, sir. And of course, I've got to call him sir because that guy's 50 times bigger than me. So without further ado, folks, let's get on with this trailer reaction. Rewind. It does actually feature a copyrighted rap song or crap song. I'm not a big fan of rap. Well, not the rap that's out today. Back in the 80s and the 90s, I thought old school rap was pretty damn cool. So I'll just give you a rundown of this trailer and then we'll just get into my thoughts and feelings about it. Yeah, I mean, as some people have said, it's the art style is very much borrowing or very influenced by Into the Spider-Verse, that Miles Morales movie that nobody asked for, but we got it anyway. And it's a pretty fun movie for the most part, but I have no desire to go back and watch it for the longest time again. But yeah, I mean, you can see our protagonist here is a blue dreadlocked guy. I mean, you just could have made him a dreadlocked dude without putting in the colors. A little bit of a strange choice there, but whatever. And you know what? I've got to say, throughout this trailer, there's a lot of emphasis on the representation. Now, for those of you who might be a little bit asleep at the wheel here, yes, that was a very bad pun intended. It is Black History Month, so hip hip hooray. That is a good thing that always happens. But you have to wonder if the developers behind this game purposely made it in this way to be released at this time of the year. It's a little bit suspect to me, and yes, that might be a very unpopular opinion, but while I was watching this trailer, my eyes were rolling till it almost fell out of their sockets. So I'm just going to progress this trailer along without actually playing it, because again, it is a copyrighted song featured. Then look, some of the effects they've got going on here, they look pretty nice. I can't really complain about that at all. It does look pretty nice, but I'm not sure. Now here we go. Look, here's the crew. You know, it ain't the cutting crew from the 80s. You know, that group, but they look okay. I don't know what more to say, really. I mean, it looks like they've taken designs from cheap t-shirts. Yeah, I'm talking about this one, and then transferred them into a game. I don't know if this person here is meant to be a man or a woman. I can't really tell. And they just look a bit bland, don't they? I don't know. It's not jiving with me. It's not resonating with me. I do find this a little bit cringe in places. I've got to say, and it does riff a lot from the recent Fast and Furious films. I mean, part of this kind of reminds me a little bit of Tokyo Drift. But we've got our protagonist here again. And yeah, I had to run some subtitles on this because when the actor is speaking, they're kind of mumbling in places like Marlon Brando from The Godfather. So I'm kind of wondering two things, actually, because we've got these kind of strobing effects going on within the games. Is there going to be a disclaimer about this when you're playing, if you're sensitive to light or moving images of that magnitude? You know, is it going to trigger off anything? Also, the one point I wanted to address here. Now, you know, I'll tell you what, if they were going to make, like, the ideal choice I would have had for a Need for Speed title was to set it in the 80s. So, you know, rap music features heavily in this trailer. And, you know, I would have had a concept where, like, you had various crews representing various genres of music. So you have the heavy metal crew, you'll have a synthwave crew, you'll have a rock crew, you'd have a rap crew, and you could have had these guys and gals facing off with each other in these type of races. I think that would have added a new, different vibe to the whole. I'm trying to think of the phrase now, to the whole tone of NFS. You know, that's what I would have liked to have seen. And speaking of NFS, I wonder if they're going to be NFTs, non-fungible tokens within this game, because I wouldn't put it past EA Games to try and throw those elements in. But one thing I wanted to look at here, which did make me laugh, yeah, the police. So if you have a look at this right here. Now, of course, if you've played the Need for Speed games, the police are quite a heavy component of these titles. But given the representation in this video game, this particular title, are they going to go easy on our protagonists? Because if you look at the animations of the previous Need for Speed games, like if you get caught by the police, they drag you out, they kick you. I think they occasionally tase you as well. They're really rough with you. So are we going to see similar animations in this game compared to those games? I think not, actually, because can you imagine if they threw that in, the amount of protests, the amount of outrage that we'll get from players all over. So I think they're going to cut that out, actually. And when you get to the end, you know, we've got the titles. It's okay. But I got to say, like, some of the visual effects, again, with the car speeding down, they look good. But, you know, for a Need for Speed title, I appreciate they're trying to do something new. But again, you know, the skeptical person in me thinks there's a specific reason why they've done this. I don't know who in the hemisphere of gaming thought this might be a good idea, you know, to bring this forward. I don't know. It seems like it's targeted to one demographic and one demographic only. And, you know, look, is this game made for me, this particular title? Definitely not. It doesn't jive or resonate with me in the way that previous titles of this franchise has done. Now, speaking of which, I'm going to go to my absolute favorite in the series, which is Hot Pursuit. This game is from 2010, and as one commenter said here, after all these years, it is still the best Need for Speed trailer ever. And I actually do agree with this person completely. I mean, look at that, 68,000 upvotes, only 1,300 downvotes. And if we look at the ratio for Unbound, you got 132,000 upvotes, but 23,000 dislikes. So I find it pretty interesting that many people have actually downvoted it already. But look, we got to watch this trailer very quickly. I'm not going to run through it all, but if you compare the vibe of the Unbound trailer and you watch this, and I've got to say, the police comms throughout this game are some of the best radio comms audio I've ever actually heard. Probably another copyrighted song again, but just look at the vibe of this trailer. Isn't it just a lot more bright and breezy, a bit more realistic, a bit more arcadey in some aspects, but it is just a fun... Look at that. I love everything about this particular title. You know, the thing with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, I would have played this until 2 or 3 a.m. when it was released. I just love playing this game so much because you get to be not just the driver being pursued by the police, but you can get to be the police officer pursuing the bad guy or girl. It was really, really awesome. I have got the remastered edition, so I'm looking forward to replaying that. But honestly, I mean, that's the one thing about this game, you know, you've got some really cool Dutch angles. And yeah, and again, you know, the Unbound trailer obviously had some really cool angles too, but in terms of just, you know, resonating with me, this is what I want to see from a video game. I don't need a video game to preach to me or to virtue signal, which to me there were elements of that in the Unbound trailers, so I'm like, I'm just not sitting with that at all, man. I just am not. So folks, that was my reaction for Need for Speed Unbound. Did you know about this game coming out? I only knew about it like today, and it was out for a couple of days. It's had some healthy views for sure, things like 2 million or over. But I gotta say, you know, when you start forcing the agenda and little elements of the message into the video game or video game title that you like. It does not jive with me, does not gel with me in that respect. But folks, if you enjoyed this video today, and thank you for your birthday wishes yesterday, and how would you know it was my birthday? Yes, because I told you so. But I appreciate the comments in that video. Much love to you all, folks. And if I were you, and if you were me, I'll catch you on the next video.